What is up, y'all? So we are going to be looking at three videos today. One on strength training with kids. I think in the video they're talking about really young kids, but I'm going to talk about like to 7 to 10, like no, not that, like 9 to 10. Yeah, 9 to 10, 8 to 10. Then we have a video of Todd giving a pep talk to his swimmers, which was a very odd looking talk to me. So we're going to take a look at that. And last one we have that everybody wants to be a longhorn, and I'm not gonna lie, it does not sit well with me. So let's jump into this first video.
In my house, 5 years old, you start lifting weights in the garage. So 5, 6, 7, we all in the garage getting down. A lot of people would say, because they did come to my garage, Mr. Brown, I don't know if you should be doing that. I said, all right, I understand that. You do what you do, I do what I do, and we see how this thing turns out, because I see my kids climbing trees, picking up their bicycles. That's resistance training to me. So it should work out. In terms of lifting weights at a young age, it stunts your growth. I don't know who said that. I ain't never met that guy. I don't believe that. And so don't believe that. It's not true.
People always ask me, why is he the tallest, Cyrus the second, and I'm the shortest when he started last lifting?
It's just how the cookie crumbled. Like, why your head is bigger than his. You know? I mean, it's just how
I'm
it
just
is.
saying, like, it's weird that he's the tallest.
All right, so I do not think you coaches understand how limited your athletes are. I really don't think you do. And obviously I do. But my first coaching stop, right? I remember one day I raised my hand, or not raised my hand. I asked the kids to raise their hand. I said, raise your hand if you've ever climbed a tree before. Nobody raised their hand. And this is like, what, 6 lanes, 15 kids a lane? So what's that, 30, 90 kids? No hand raises. And it was, obviously it's an indictment on the generation. And I mean, by them, I mean, by an indictment on generation, I mean the people who are putting them in this situation. So us, parents, whatever. But it gave me a clear-cut vision forward, right? So if you go look at, so my times when I swam, right, there are still quad A times today, despite all the innovations we have, which it shouldn't make any sense, right? There's still senior national cuts, there's still summer juniors cuts, there's still U.S. Open cuts, and you would like that shouldn't be happening, right? So it's like, okay, well, what were we doing? Well, we were outside, right? Like we had a 15-year-old or 14-year-old boy who was short, like no business going 49. All the kids I've worked with, especially one-on-ones, if they went 49 in their 100 free, they had to have some height to them, right? And this kid, him and his brother, one was like 50.0, one was 49.7, and they're twins, super short. And it's like, how is he doing this? But then you take the same height-wise kid and they are going like 55. Doesn't make any sense. Well, the twins, they did football. They did a lot of football. They were playing outside. They would come, they're my brother's age, so we'd go play with them. They come play here. And then you had the summer league meets where they're climbing trees, doing a bunch of dumb stuff while the meet's going on, right? So it was it was like seeing through the looking glass and realizing, okay, we need to artificially create childhood, okay, and through strength training, but not in a way like I'd say I'm more in the camp of kids shouldn't be lifting. Excuse me, guys, and. So it was, okay, so what can we do that's not lifting, but still resistance training? Like you said, they're lifting their bikes, right? They're climbing trees. What can we do to target these normal muscles that a normal human being would be, or a normal child would be developing, that we can also use as like a precursor to teaching them how to lift fundamentally, right? So, 9 to 10, can we get them moving correctly with the weights? in a way that they're not lifting weights, but in a way that they're getting the resistance training they would get from being a kid and playing outside. And then or I'm not going to say ours, mine, I came with on my own, our 11 to 14 plan, and it was kind of split 11, 12, 13, 14, but they all worked out together at the same time. The 11-year-olds had the 11, 12-year-olds had a cap. I'd say the 11-year-olds. The 11-year-olds had a cap on how much weight they could move, right? 12, it was kind of deal with on a case-by-case basis, and then the 13, 14, they could start low, but they didn't have, like, whatever our heaviest we had, which wasn't that heavy, I think it was like 50 pounds was our heaviest weight we had, like a bar, 50-pound bar. Like, they didn't have a cap. Like, they could go up to 50 pounds, right? And it was like, okay, like, what are in my case, right, the 9 to 10 was like childhood movements, right? Childhood resistance, being outside playing. Childhood play resistance, there we go. Or childhood play strength training. The 10 to 12 was, this might be a one videoer. The 10 to 12 was, or not 10 to 12, I'm sorry. 11 to 14 was high level dual sport participation strength training. Right? So it was, okay, when you play basketball and you never check out the game, like, your legs are those thighs are gonna get burned out. Well, if you ain't checking out the game, like, and you don't want to come out the game, so if they burn, you ain't about to go tell nobody. You're gonna learn how to play through it. So I was like, okay, so how can we teach them weight room safety, or how to lift with great form, whatever you want to say, but also emulate that feeling of going plus ultra, shout out to My Hero Academia, of, beyond their limit of where they would normally stop when their muscles get weak, as the same way they would have to do in a basketball game. So with this system that I made, strength training system I made, right? So we have 9 to 10, you have your childhood play strength training, and then 11 to 14 or 15, you have or 10 to 15, whatever you want to call it, you have your dual sport athlete strength training, or supplementary training, I guess is a great way to say it. And that combined with the technique solutions is when we started breaking records like crazy, right? And these are records that, like I said, were quad A times still today. On the guy side, which were me and my brother's records pretty much, or the girl side, which, they were AAA quad A swimmers. Most of the records were held by quad A swimmers, but you get what I'm saying. So I think to say this, dude is right. Right, you gotta get these kids moving something, right? Because they're not playing, and you are underestimating how bad, or how sad and how bad down bad they are with their strength training. They are beyond below average, right? And if, like I said, if they can just get to where their childhood play strength program gets them just up to below average or average, and you have the technique solutions where all they gotta do is show up and they'll be going those BB times, you're gonna see A times pop up just naturally because they're getting stronger and they're moving through the water better. So the game is easy. Keep it easy, guys. Keep it simple, stupid. All right, let's we'll run this next one real quick, and then this will be it. So this, to me, was a very odd video to watch.
Both sides about a March mentality or a March mindset that goes for practice, that goes for what we're doing outside the pool, but it definitely goes towards how you're preparing yourself to race. Okay, so however you feel when you dive in, it doesn't matter. All right, it's a great opportunity to start getting in that mindset of, don't care how I feel, I'm going to go out there and swim fast. All right, and perform at a high level and race hard. It's a great opportunity against a great team to kick off the season for us. Okay. But I want you to take that March mindset mentality starting now through the rest of the night, all right? Through this warm-up, through...
All right, so I don't know what that was, to be totally honest with you. Like, I feel like when you have all the troops around you and you're giving them, like, the directions or whatever, like, you're trying to touch them, in their feelings, right? Like, you want your words to be felt. And this just seemed like, this is what we're going to do, then we're going to do this, then we're going to do this. Everybody looks half asleep. Like, look at their faces. Maybe they actually woke up. Look at this guy. Dang, bro. Coach Todd got you feeling like that right there in the middle? Thanks. Two things, right? And I think this is where the sport has a major place to grow is you got to be more charismatic than that. Like, what the heck did we just watch? Going outside. Come on, Todd. And like, no jokes, like loosen everybody up, like get them something. Like, they look like they don't believe you. That's what I would say. They look like they don't believe any words coming out of your mouth. And that's a problem because it's like things like that are what drive attention and make you want to watch the sport. Like when you see some people getting hyped, like Howard swimming, right? The second thing is I feel like this was meant to be like a football, you know, like that's why it just felt so weird because it's like usually this is like when you're like a football speech goes on, you know, where they're super turned up and they're talking about conquest and what they're going to do and how the other team sucks and how they're going to steamroll them and take their souls and blah, blah, blah. And this was just this.
Dinner, getting to bed, all right, and preparing tomorrow to be great. We got 2 sessions, all right, and
like I feel like he's trying to convince them. Like, you're the leader. What? Like, I don't know. That's just me though. All right. We are going to do this last video because I don't want to move it till the next one. So this one will be pretty quick. And this is one of my biggest pet peeves, okay? And this is, I guess, I'm not going to say why I don't like having a pro group at UT, but, like, there needs to be some type of reconciliation, restitution, paid in blood, I don't know, because if we recruit you to be a Longhorn and you decide that you're too good and you want to go somewhere else, you don't get to rock our shit. You don't get to wear that cap. You don't get to touch our weights. And it's like with this pro group, you have all these people just showing up soft and just like, look at my Longhorn cap. I'm a Longhorn. Hook up. And it's like, yo, get out of here. We recruited you and you didn't think we were good enough. Like, I take it personally. But anyway, let's just look at the latest person who wished they were a Longhorn instead of going wherever they went. What's up, Simone? Remember this, y'all. Everybody wishes they were a Longhorn. You may get recruited and go somewhere else, but at the end of the day, you see that one of one burnt orange with those cowboy hats looking fresh in the warm-up suit that nobody has, the warm-up jacket that burnt orange, one of one, you start feeling the type of way. So, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like that people that we wanted to come here all of a sudden want to act like they're Longhorns. It just does not sit well with me. I'm telling you, if I was swimming there, it'd be a very uncomfortable time. And not in a malicious way, but in a way to let you know, like, that I don't like it. But anyway, guys. And you might be saying, like, Dax, that's not cool. That's not nice. Like, I'm not a nice person. So, I'm a kind person. I'd say I'm a considerate person. I'm a, what's the word? Cordial person. But you think that I'm about to rock the same brand as you, or you're gonna rock the same brand as me without consequence after we wanted you to be here? Like, nah, it ain't going down like that, shorty. Anyway, like, comment, guys. You know, turn on that notification bell so you can make sure you get notified whenever I post up a new video. We got through this one kind of quick, or quickish. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you're somebody at a school, when they come here, do you think it's cool that they can just wear your colors and they're not one of you and you want them to be one of you? What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Peace.